As someone who frequently uses braided fishing line, I've been looking forward to filming this video for a long time. Based on your comments on my other line testing videos, a lot of you guys want to know what the best brand of braided fishing line is. And today we're going to figure that out. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dishes and Fishes, where I show you how to cook and set hooks. And welcome to the third official episode of Does It Matter?, where I test fishing trends and equipment and see if the things the pros say are actually true. And today's episode will be awesome. We're gonna find out what the best brand of braided fishing line is by running it through a series of tests. All the lines that we're gonna be testing today are 15-pound tests. They all have different diameters and they all cost different prices. So after polling my Instagram followers, these are the lines they came up with. We've got Seaguar Smackdown Braid, which cost me $24. PowerPro Super Slick Line, which cost me $19. Sufix 832, which cost me $15. And Piscifun Onyx, this line cost me 11 bucks. It was the cheapest one on Amazon, and I wanted to test a cheap one as well. So when you buy braided fishing line, it's either going to be an 8-carrier braided line or a 4-carrier braided line. The number 8 or 4 refers to the number of strands of line that are woven together to make that fishing line. So an 8-carrier has 8 strands, and a 4-carrier line has 4 strands. All the fishing lines that we're going to test in today's video are 8-strand lines. I'm going to do a part 2 to this video at a later date, all on 4-strand lines. Check back for that, but for today we're focusing on 8. The article pretty much says that 8-strand lines are better than 4-strand lines, but 4-strand lines are still around just because they're cheap. This is a great article, by the way. I'll put it in the description below. The first test that we're gonna do, you might have seen in my video where I tested the strength of fluorocarbon fishing lines, and that is the abrasion test. So really simple. Today I have some 2000 grit sandpaper that I'm gonna put around a dowel rod. I'm gonna measure out 1 foot on the line using masking tape, and I'm gonna attach a weight to the opposite end of the line. I'm gonna drag it back and forth across the dowel rod until it snaps and record the distance. Per you guys' requests, I'm actually going to do 3 abrasion tests per line, and we'll see which line has the best abrasion strength. Now let's get started with these tests, huh? All right guys, here's abrasion test number 1 with the Seaguar Smackdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50 feet and 1.5 inches. Let's do it again. Okay, here's trial number 2 for the Seaguar Smackdown. 1, 2, 3. 88 feet 1 inch. All right, here's the third and final test for Seaguar Smackdown. 1, 2, 64, 63 feet 2 inches. All right, Seaguar's done. Let's move on to the Super Slick PowerPro. Okay, here's test number 1 for the Super Slick PowerPro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 96, 97, 99, 200, 1, 2. 201 feet, 1 inch. Love to see it. Okay, here's test number 2, Super Slick PowerPro. 1, 2, 3. 100. 1, 201, 202, 8, 99, 18. 318 feet, 1 inch. I'm perplexed. Third and final trial of the Super Slick PowerPro. Last one was 300 feet plus. I hope this one snaps way sooner. 1, 2, 3. 59, 60. 360, it's looking thin. Gotta snap soon. 361, 62, 57, 95, 96, 96. 395 feet, 2 inches. I don't know what to say. Seaguar underperformed on the fluorocarbon test as well compared to the others. Granted, I still have 2 more lines to go. PowerPro did exceptionally well. Okay guys, here is test number 1 of Sufix 832. 1, 2, 3. 64 feet, 2 inches. Test number 2, Sufix 832. 1, 2. 57, 58, 50. 58 feet, 3 inches. All right guys, final test with the Sufix 832. 1, 2, 4, 77, 78, 79, 88. 80 feet, 1 inch. Numbers don't lie. All right guys, test number 1 of the Piscifun Onyx. I got this one because it was the cheapest one on Amazon. Amazon recommended, yada yada. So this is a cheap line. Let's get it done. 1, 2. 900. 849, 50, 50. 151 feet, 1 inch. Onyx test number 2. 1, 2. 80, 81, 82, 80. 282 feet, 1 inch. Solid. Onyx abrasion test number 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, 18. 319 feet, 1 inch. All right, we're done. All right guys, so now that we're done with the abrasion tests, let's talk about the breaking point test. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap each line around a round piece of metal and a round metal bucket handle. The idea with these round attachment points is that it will eliminate friction and the possibility of anything else breaking the lines other than the force that we're putting into the bucket. I have this jig set up here with a block of wood to take all the force off the line while I'm setting it up. Then I'm going to clamp the spool on the table here to keep everything nice and tight. Once it's hooked up to the bucket, I'm going to slowly pour in water until the line breaks. Hopefully the line will break in the middle part of the line. I will then weigh the bucket that falls to the ground, record that weight, and we'll hopefully have the line with the strongest breaking point. So let's see. Here's test number 1 for Super Slick PowerPro. So you can see it broke right in the middle of the line here. I did pour a split second more water in after it snapped, as you can see, but it's gonna have to be as accurate as I could get it here. Test number 1, 25.45 pounds for the Super Slick PowerPro. Here's test number 2. It's breaking right in the middle. That one's 29.5. I did lose a little on that splash. Higher than the first one though, still. All right, we got test number 3 with the PowerPro Super Slick. It's hard to stop, but again, you can see broke in the middle of that line. 24.6.
I mentioned towels and had too much splash that time.
Yeah, you hear that? Stage director here. All right, here's test number 1 with Seaguar Smackdown, which is the most expensive line in the test and did not do well in the abrasion test. And their fluorocarbon that I tested in my last video also did not perform well. So I'm really got my fingers crossed for Seaguar. I hope that it does well. But here's test number 1. Nice right in the middle. 26 even. Not bad, Seaguar. All right, we got trial number 2 for Seaguar Smackdown. $24.5. All right, third and final trial for Seaguar Smackdown. We'll say 25.45. Here's trial number 1 of Sufix 832. Ooh. That one broke so early. That was significantly lighter. 1605. Wow. I can't believe how early that one broke. Here's trial number 2 for Sufix 832. $22.6. So a little bit higher than the first one, still lower than all the tests for Seaguar and Super Slick. All right guys, here's the third and final trial for Sufix 832. Light. Wow, 18.9. That's crazy. All right guys, here's trial number 1 from the Piscifun Onyx line. Cheapest line of all the ones I'm testing. Also the thinnest diameter. So let's see how it holds up. Not good. 14.5. The lowest score so far. You hate to see it. All right guys, trial number 2 of the Piscifun Onyx. Nice clean break, and the bucket is very light. We'll say 17.5. All right guys, trial number 3 for Piscifun Onyx, our final test for the day. Wow. No hate towards Piscifun, but underwhelming, I guess, to say the least. 10.7. So I think we got a lot of interesting data today. Let's take a look at the results in this chart. So here's the breakdown of the different types of line you can see across the top. And down the left column, you can see the cost, the diameter, abrasion, and breaking point test results. I highlighted the highest performing line of each category in green. So you can see in the first row, Seaguar is the most expensive. As far as line diameter goes, Piscifun is the thinnest, followed by PowerPro, followed by Sufix, and the thickest line would be Seaguar. All three abrasion test results are listed here, and what's interesting is the Seaguar and the Sufix performed almost identically as far as their average in the abrasion test, but the PowerPro Super Slick line stole the show, absolutely destroyed everyone else in that category. Very, very durable line. Then we've got the breaking point test results. Seaguar and PowerPro came pretty close in this test, but the edge has to go to PowerPro. That line performed well in both tests, and I think we may have our answer for this video. I want to share one more thing with you. So as I purchased this line, you can see on the Piscifun Amazon page, if you scroll to the left, they put this photo of 8 strands in their fishing line. So that made me believe that this Piscifun Onyx was an 8-strand fishing line. Turns out that this line is actually a 4-strand line. So I blame Amazon for this misleading image on their website of an 8-strand line. Please fix that. And also that's worth noting in this experiment that Piscifun was actually a 4-strand line, which would explain why it did so well in the abrasion test, but poor in the breaking point test. But either way, those other 3 lines are very reputable, and these results are quite meaningful, I think. So as you can see, guys, there seems to be a slight correlation between the cost of the line and its performance. But I think because of its performance in both the abrasion test and the breaking point test, the best line in today's video, Super Slick PowerPro. So that's it, guys. Nobody sponsors any of these videos. None of these line companies have ever reached out to me. This was just because I was curious about which line was actually the best. So if you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me do more tests, leave the brand in the comments below, and maybe you'll see it get tested in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.